Another week and another poor outing for Redskins' struggling receivers. Philadelphia, with each passing week, the Washington Redskins' biggest conundrum only seems to get trickier to solve. They have the league's 6th-ranked passing defense, and a quarterback who's topped 300 yards in 3 of his 6 games this season. Yet the team's receiving core has struggled to make any sort of impact. In fact, only once this season has a wide receiver led the team in receiving, way back in Week 1. The struggles were perhaps most pronounced in Monday's 34-24 loss to the Eagles. Kirk Cousins was again steady, the game plan again was pass-heavy, yet once again, the team's wideouts were non-factors. Of Cousins' 30 completions, only 10 went to his receivers. He threw 3 touchdown passes, 2 to tight end Jordan Reed and 1 to running back Chris Thompson. Reed, 8 catches, 64 yards, Thompson, 526, and tight end Vernon Davis, 467, all had a bigger impact in the passing game than any one of the receivers. "We do believe there are guys that can play," said Cousins, who finished the game 30 of 40 passing for 303 yards. "We spread it around. We always have, we always will. Vernon Davis gets a lot of touches, Jordan Reed, Chris Thompson. As long as you're moving the football, I don't really care who's doing it or how they're doing it." Washington coaches seem to exploring their options. After saying goodbye to Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon, free agent Terrell Pryor Sr. was pegged as a potential playmaker in the preseason. Not only did he start Monday's game on the sideline, he played just a single snap in the first half. Though he was much more involved in the second half, according to Pro Football Focus, he was on the field for 30 snaps total. Pryor didn't register a catch until more than 4 minutes had passed in the fourth quarter. Best and worst moments from the Redskins' 34-24 loss to the Eagles on Monday Night Football. Both Redskins coach Jay Gruden and Pryor's teammates downplayed the significance of the benching, saying the Redskins liked their depth at the position and simply wanted to get Josh Doctson more involved against the Eagles. "We're gonna use them all," Gruden said, "so it doesn't really matter who starts." Asked why the team has struggled to get him more involved, Pryor said after the game, "I'm not sure." But he noted that it was difficult for him to find the rhythm when he finally entered the game. "Going in the second half, it's like, we're down 14 or whatever, it's tough to get involved, just get myself mentally into it," he said. "That's something I have to keep getting better at. As a professional, I know I get paid, but a lot goes into it." Pryor opened the season with 66 yards on 6 catches in the Redskins' first meeting against the Eagles but hasn't had more than 3 catches in any game since. He finished with 14 yards on a pair of fourth-quarter receptions in Monday's loss. "I think it's a work in progress," Cousins said of Pryor. "I don't want to write a narrative until really we have a full sample size of the season. There's still a lot of football left. There's no reason why he can't have a very strong 10 games here and really finish strong this season." Doctson led the receiving corps with 39 yards on 3 catches. Cousins targeted Jamison Crowder 6 times, more than any other wideout, though the third-year receiver finished with only 2 catches. "I feel like I just need to clean up some things," said Crowder. "I just feel like I'm trying to get back in a rhythm. I think I'm pressing too hard." The Redskins are one of 8 NFL teams that have yet to boast a 100-yard receiver in a game this season. Certainly, some of this is by design and comfort. Cousins has had plenty of success targeting Thompson out of the backfield and finding his tight ends mismatched against linebackers. Reed's touchdowns marked his first times in the end zone this year, and Davis has now topped 50 yards in 4 straight games. "Gruden's all about the tight ends," Davis said. "He loves getting the ball to Jordan Reed. He just has a track record of building an offense that's friendly to the tight end position. Like I said, when it comes to the wide receivers, we have to go out and keep getting better. We have some of the top wide receivers in the league right now, Crowder, Pryor. I feel like we have all the pieces we need." Through 6 games, Though, the Redskins are still trying to figure out the best way to use them all. Not surprisingly, Cousins remains optimistic. He played Monday's game with a heavy heart, finding out as he was boarding a bus for the airport one day earlier that his grandmother, Jean Cousins, of Lake Barrington, had died at the age of 85. Cousins was close to his grandmother, memorably purchasing a conversion van from her in 2014, after his grandfather had passed. The young quarterback also spent part of the 2013 off-season, following his rookie year, living with her while he was training outside of Chicago. It was tough. My grandma, I was very close with her. I grew up 20 minutes from her and I saw her every week grow up, he said following Monday's game. There was a heavy heart going into the game, but you also understand that we all have a job to do and we all have challenges that we face. You can't just pull away. Read more on the Redskins. Eagles make the big plays, pull away from Redskins on Monday Night Football. Brewer, opportunity knocked against Eagles. The Redskins refused to answer. Scherf to get MRI as injury-riddled defensive line suffers another blow. Wentz simply couldn't be stopped by Redskins' depleted defense. Bog, best and worst moments from Redskins-Eagles. Cowboys Elliott will be eligible to play versus Redskins. Tony Kornheiser, Gary Williams are your bartender.